Since the dawn of recorded history, mortal combat has been a fact. Ba-bum, bum. We are even told the first son of man was murdered by his brother's act. Ba-bum, bum. We only know what we are told, though indeed we were not there. But war has plagued our species at different times, most everywhere. Here in these United States, when they were not united by nothing more than color uniform, opposing teams were shot and incited. As barbaric as the past may seem, when we are looking back at the times of such atrocities, they are thought the proper track. Vaccination against such ill is this poet's attempted task. Even if it seems unrealistic that war's prevention one should ask. Like running toward the ocean and demanding the next wave to stop. So it is the advancing of armies ignore the pleas of their human crop, speaking a different language with orders to ignore. Despite the pleading of mothers, families are slaughtered in war. This is not unfounded fiction or the words of the mentally ill. These are horrific facts of history. War means soldiers kill. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. It's an adage of old, we've all been told. Therefore, it's a different purpose. It's a struggle to not be sold. Because of my medic background and the tragedies I've seen from potentials affecting our species, my soul cannot be clean. War is held by human hands. Thus, before its flames are lit, in the evolution of creation, we must evolve to conquer it. Energy used for destruction could propel us to the stars, proven by the engines that we use daily in our cars. Petroleum could be destructive, but as fuel it is harnessed well. Likewise, our warheads on missiles could take us to the heavens instead of hell. Is it just a fantasy that somewhere in our roots we share what can bring peace to everyone? Or is it more reality that our species has to war, evolving from the sword to long-range gun? Is it fact or fiction that we are all created and the saints are worth an ear in which to hear? If we, within 200 years, evolved from horse to car to jet, why can't we then believe such road is near? One where we sail solar winds beyond the planets we can see as we reach for that horizon like we once approached the sea. As if the world just ended beyond our plane of sight, the thought of crossing oceans made the weak heart lose its might. Some believed such journey was not intended for our feet and doubted that survival would be granted to such feat. But we have long since proven that the earth indeed is round, and beyond where we have been, there is treasure to be found. Within the very elements that exist within the earth, there are the energy and resources by which to propagate our birth. Like ships that float on water can be lumber, glass, or steel, so ability to survive deep space is possible and real. If we do not have faith, then there is no need we should try. But doubt was once insisted that we could not traverse the sky. Yet here we are with supersonic jets and space stations out in orbit and on the surface of distant moons and Mars. Our rovers sit. Is it just a fantasy, or can we reach the stars? Humans have intelligence to evolve there with our cars. Whether you believe we were created, or we are forms of evolution, that we are life right here and now needs no false convolution. We are that link of yesterday that meets up with tomorrow. We are the ones who build a world that can bring pleasure, pain, or sorrow. But it's not enough to just say love, live in peace, and never fight. If our population never thinned, lack of food might be our plight. Unless we broaden our horizons to include rich outer space, where minerals and resources can sustain us off Earth's face, then realities of death by war will always be around, because people become subjects to those who want to own their ground. What if each country now existing and every family name within were given plots among the stars so that such efforts might begin to focus our attention on making that dream real, so the lands of distant planets the adventurers can feel? Humans are amazing, just look at what we've done, and think of our potential in stars as warm as our own sun. Education is that master tool whereby impossible is not, and from what never was before, we invent with what we've got. Cars and planes and rocket ships, cell phones, games and satellites, electricity and processed fuel to keep us warm on freezing nights. Buildings 100 stories tall, and chambers deep in earth, and submarines on ocean floors all prove we can be near our birth. Instead of being foolish forms who wilted despite chance, we can populate the heavens and prolong our species' dance. Our bodies are quite delicate, and our chemistry as well, but that indeed we are beloved, religion's oracles still tell. Instead of into hopeless doom of what keeps happening again, we can evolve in sweet creation so that the cosmos welcome men and the women who beget them from the tender of the womb, who nurse with their own nipples, not to send love to its tomb. There is a truth to our equality that many factors can obscure, but that we are born and someday die is a common ground that's sure. But what we can accomplish while we are still alive should inspire our togetherness to find a way that we can thrive. Because making friends is always better than confrontations with a foe. So instead of into battles, into great destinies, let us go, please.